You're live with Professor Red Pill on Straight Talk Podcast.
What about the neural chip from Elon Musk? I mean, do you think this technology, because they could just put this in when you're born, right?
Not sure. I think that might be like a big gift, just like the Tesla truck. Like
What do you mean No, but their self-driving's like 3 months away. I mean, come on, it's almost out. Like, are you serious? It's only 3 months away, Sven. It's just wait for the next update.
Also, like the value of the Cybertruck has like gone down by like 25 or 30%, something crazy like that. Like if you try to like resell a new one. Yeah.
I remember when that truck came out, I was telling Professor Red Pill how I was excited about it because like everyone like in the Telegram chat was very negative about it, and I'm like, man, this is cool. It's going to be $40,000. It's going to do this. It's going to do that, and then it comes out and it's not $40,000. It's like $100,000 US or something. It's like, man, that's a lot. Like that's a lot of money for a truck.
You're talking about,
I
are
think
you
it
talking
might
about
even
the
be more.
Cybertruck? The
Yeah.
Cybertruck?
Yeah, I think the top
so
model might even be over 120 or something, and then there's options that you can spend additional to that.
Yeah, I think that was because basically the trucks at the time during COVID, they went to 100 grand. So like Chevy and Ford and these different manufacturers were going to basically they increased their prices to 100,000 because of supply line issues, and people were actually paying it. Like boomers were paying it. It didn't make any sense, but you know, it is what it is.
I thought 40 grand was a good bargain for an electric vehicle, especially like a electric truck, because at the time that he announced it, I think the average price for a vehicle was like just like over 30,000, and the luxury vehicle's average price was just over 40,000. So his vehicle was like priced roughly between the average luxury vehicle or the beginner luxury vehicle and the average vehicle, and it was a truck, and trucks are normally more expensive than cars anyway. So you know, relative to the prices of other trucks, 40,000 was a good price, and on top of that, it was supposed to be really big. It was supposed to have a big bed in the back that could carry a lot of stuff. And then you find out the way they're measuring it, that the tray extends underneath the seats of like where the people are sitting, underneath the backrest. So all of that area, there's like a couple of feet that isn't usable, and then it shrunk an additional couple of feet, and then it shrunk horrid like in terms of width, it shrunk as well, and height, and the whole vehicle just got things like they added the mirrors back on. That was something they didn't have on the OG model. Like there's actual cars now in service, like the Porsche Taycan and some of these Honda vehicles and things like this. They have cameras instead of mirrors. But Tesla couldn't figure out how to do it, so they just lied and said the regulators wouldn't allow them to do it, which is like bullshit because there are vehicles that don't have this. But yeah, it's not a very interesting product now, and there's issues with them. They don't work. The panel alignment's terrible. You know, and they're very expensive. They're much more expensive than what they said they would be.
Yeah. I wonder what happened if you placed an order in 2018 or something. You placed an order and
They refund your money, or they ask you to pay more. Yeah, he's like the used car salesman, like pretty much.
wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Remember when
He's never delivered. Like, listen, Musk has never delivered on any of the promises he's made with anything. He's always failed, and he's always made excuses for why he failed.
The Model 3 was, I think, supposed to be like $30,000 or something. And then it came out, it was like twice the price. It was the same thing. It was just like the Cybertruck, like twice the price. And then at $30,000, that's a good deal, right? Because back then the average car was more than 30K. Like it was like, yeah, and a luxury car was more than that again, and you know, even the base model Model 3. I mean, I personally am not particularly interested in a two-wheel drive vehicle just because I live in like a rugged country. I would prefer to have a four-wheel drive because there's a lot of hills here and stuff. People that live in countries where it snows, they also like four-wheel drive. But if you're just in a mild climate, a flat climate, and you're never going to go off road, all the roads are good and everything, then yeah, two-wheel drive vehicle is very good. But if you're willing to take a two-wheel drive vehicle, I mean, the 0 to 60 times on the Model 3 were very good. And it does everything you need it to do as a car, as long as you don't need to tow anything and you can fit all your stuff in it. It's a perfectly good car. It's just that, it was never $30,000. It was a lot more than that.
Yes. Yeah. You got like a very shitty version if you got like the cheapest one. Doesn't work for America. Maybe for Switzerland or Austria, but not America.
And the production quality was very low. But a lot of people don't know this, but there's actually a lot of these Tesla vehicles. The newer ones are like a completely different vehicle. They look the same, they have the same dimensions, but the newer vehicles are a lot better built, and they use new processors. So, the previous vehicles are built kind of like a regular car, and it's a bunch of pieces of steel that they cut out and they weld together, and it's like a very old technology. The new ones, they mold all of the front from like one piece of steel. Like they stamp the whole thing. It's insane. So it's a very strong car. It's a very rigid car. That they're doing things now where the battery is part of the structure of the car. So the cars are a lot more rigid. They've done things to make the driving feedback better. So it's a better driving experience, and obviously rigidity is going to increase driving performance as well. And the battery technology is a lot better. The battery systems are a lot better. The software and all of the stuff on it's a lot better. So if you were to buy a Tesla, I would recommend buying a used Tesla because the depreciation is really bad, and these vehicles the batteries are good for quite a while. But um, if you buy a used one, you've got to understand the used Model 3 is not going to be anywhere near as nice to drive as the new Model 3. So maybe in 5 years' time, you can get yourself a Model 3 from like 2024 that's got all of the stuff that we can benefit from today. But it's going to be very cheap because no one wants to use vehicles. So
Hello?
yeah, what's
Yeah.
up?
I don't know, man. Like, did you see that video of the two Tesla cars crashing in like a Canada highway? And so
Yeah,
basically,
I
what
mean, I
happened
wouldn't
is,
use the self-driving functionality. I mean, I wouldn't do that.
yeah,
But
yeah. But even if like the whole thing is like, even if you don't have that on, just saying that you crash, either because like you don't fault or somebody crashes onto you, these batteries, they ignite extremely fast. It's like you're rarely gonna have a situation in which like two cars collide and they explode. But with these batteries, it's not that they explode, but like the how do you call it? The concentration of energy is so high that they'll catch in flames, and the flame will be so intense and so it'll like ignite so fast, so pretty much like magnesium, and it's like you have like barely any opportunity of making it. So it's like you have like you're gonna
I,
get consumed. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the cross section of the car, the way they're designed, um, you've got to go through the entire crumple zone and for all the people to get to where the battery is. Like if it's a front collision, so at that point you're probably dead. But if they get you on the side, maybe that's an issue. Like they get you on the side, you can't open the door, the car catches on fire, and then you burn to death. That could be a thing I could see that happening. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just think for $10,000 to $20,000, they're probably a nice used car. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on them. I would I mean, it's tough, right? Because in 5 years' time, the ones that are the nice ones that are made today, they're going to be what, like $20,000 for like a high mileage one. But the 10-year-old ones are going to be like 10K or 8K or something, and those are going to be
Just
a
for
really
the
good
sake
buy, even
of
though they're not as
longevity,
nice.
like the you have like this whole idea of like Mad Max society or whatever, right? Or like Mad Max, like apocalypse. And so in those sorts of situation where like the car company is no longer existent, right? Servicing some sort of Toyota all-terrain truck, it's gonna be much easier than servicing a Tesla, because where are you gonna get a new battery from? They don't exist. They don't make
Well,
them
you
anymore.
don't need a new
Yeah.
battery. They last for 2,000 recharges, and then by that time you've done 500,000 miles. Like it's all good. But yeah, like they've actually, because they've the way they've changed the batteries, they've actually
Mhm.
worked on the whole catching on fire problem. So
Yeah.
what they've done, and this is like something that he's trade painted it or something. It's bullshit. Like, but what he's done is he's used Boulder's foam. You know, like Boulder's foam. That's like a glue. It's
Yeah.
like some sort of like it's like almost like air concrete, like expanding concrete, and it
Yeah.
sets like concrete. It sets really hard, and it's also fire resistant. So what he's done is this is how they make phones in America. They use glue, and this is how they make the batteries now. They make the batteries, and then instead of bolting everything together, I mean they do bolt it together as well, but they just glue. They literally use glue. They put this gorilla glue type stuff in, and then the whole thing is coated in it. So there's no way that you can recycle these batteries or reuse these batteries. The batteries are screwed. Yeah, but then it's like this is also going to stop the fire.
Then you also have like some interesting advertisement things. It's like they say, "Oh, it'll go for so and so many miles, distance, range." Well, it'll only do that if you're going at a specific speed, and if you happen to be going a little bit faster or a little bit slower than that, like it won't have that range which it says it has. That's like another deceitful stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then you have like a problem with um harsh weather conditions. I mean, you could say that like, yeah, gasoline will also like freeze at like this and this like temperature, but you can always like heat up the tank. I don't know what you're gonna do with like the batteries. Like, are they gonna
well,
heat up the
also
batteries?
you drive out of cell phone reception and it needs to update, and it's not updated in like 2 days, and then it's just going to say it's going to say like, oh, I've not been updated. You need to log on, like restore access to internet to use this device, and you're like MFW. I'm in the mountain range. There's no cell phone reception, so then you have to walk like 20 miles to get someone to tow the vehicle back into cell phone range so it can phone home and make sure that like the last because this is what they're doing now. They're doing stuff like this, but we're going to have a message that's not going to go away unless you drive the vehicle into a BMW dealership and give them $1,500.
It's just goy hum- it's just like an
Yeah,
animal
some
zoo.
guy. Yeah,
Like
some
it's like
guy.
a zoo. It's like a zoo animal accumulation ritual. They are
Uh,
just like degrading the spirit of the animals, so that they become like suicidal or whatever. Like they are not buying these vehicles themselves. This is like some stuff that
no,
they
they're
do to
not. That's what
tourists.
I was saying to
Yeah.
Professor Red Pill. They're being leased. And so they've got no resale value because the only people that want to own them are businesses for tax purposes. And as soon as the tax incentives go away, the demand for them just dropped. Like this happened in every country in the world where the tax incentives have disappeared. Demand drops like 80%. So Tesla has a big problem because when the government isn't giving out big tax subsidies like $10,000 per vehicle or something, no one wants to buy these vehicles because they have a bad reputation. But then it's like, well, I'm going to buy this vehicle now because no one else wants it, so it's cheap. You see what I'm saying? If even like, let's say hypothetically, all the complaints were true, right? As long as it's cheap enough, it's still a good buy, and that's all I care about. So,
That's what's gonna happen, dude. But the problem is that they're not even gonna make a return on investment. Tesla has almost 2 years
yeah,
worth of unsold stock and like rotting in parking lots
that's
in the US.
great.